Today, I want to talk to you about something that doesn't show up on a resume, doesn't get applause on social media, and can't be measured by money or titles, but it determines the direction of your entire life. I want to talk to you about your heart. Not your physical heart, but the condition of your inner life. You see, many people are chasing success, chasing promotion, chasing recognition, but they're doing it with a heavy heart, a wounded heart, a distracted heart. And here's the key: you can reach high places outwardly and still be empty inwardly. True success doesn't start with what you achieve. True success starts with who you are becoming. Some people think, once I get more money, I'll have peace. Once I get married, I'll be happy. Once I get that breakthrough, I'll finally feel fulfilled. But the truth is, if the heart is not right, nothing else will ever feel right. You can be blessed and still bitter. You can be successful and still stressed. You can be favored and still frustrated. That's why purifying the heart is not a side issue, it's the main issue. Your heart is the control center of your life. It affects how you see people, how you handle pressure, how you respond to setbacks, and how high you can rise. When the heart is pure, life flows. When the heart is cluttered, life feels heavy. Some of you have been doing the right things on the outside, but on the inside you're carrying disappointment, offense, guilt, comparison, or fear. And you wonder why joy feels distant. Let me encourage you today, God is more interested in your heart than your performance. You don't have to be perfect to move forward. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be willing to let go of what's polluting your heart. Because here's the good news: when the heart is purified, favor follows, peace follows, clarity follows, breakthrough follows. A pure heart attracts the right opportunities. A pure heart positions you for lasting success. A pure heart allows you to enjoy the blessings you prayed for. Some people get promoted but lose their peace. Others gain influence but lose their integrity. But when your heart is right, success won't destroy you, it will elevate you. You see, life will try to add layers to your heart: hurt from people, pressure from expectations, distractions from comparison, and fear from past failures. If you don't regularly cleanse your heart, those layers harden, and before you know it, you're living guarded, tired, and discouraged. But today is a reset moment. Today is a moment to say, I'm not just chasing success, I'm choosing wholeness. I'm not just building my future, I'm protecting my heart. I'm not just trying to win, I'm trying to live right. When you purify your heart, you begin to hear more clearly. You respond with grace instead of anger. You walk in confidence instead of insecurity. You move forward without carrying yesterday's weight. And this is the path to true success, not success that looks good on the outside, but feels empty on the inside, but success that brings peace when you lay your head down at night. Today, I believe something powerful is happening. Hearts are being lightened. Mindsets are being renewed. And people are stepping into a higher level of success, starting from the inside out. Get ready, because when your heart is pure, your future is unstoppable. The heart is the foundation of true success, because everything in life flows from what is happening inside you. Before success ever shows up in your career, your relationships, or your purpose, it takes shape in your heart. Your heart determines how you see opportunities, how you handle challenges, and how you respond when things don't go your way. Two people can face the same situation, yet react completely differently, not because of their skills or resources, but because of the condition of their heart. Many people focus all their energy on external progress, working harder, networking more, chasing recognition, yet they feel exhausted and unfulfilled. That happens when the heart is neglected. A strong foundation always comes before a tall building. If the foundation is cracked, no matter how impressive the structure looks, it will eventually weaken. In the same way, success built on a troubled heart cannot stand for long. It may look good for a season, but inwardly it creates pressure, stress, and emptiness. The heart carries your beliefs, attitudes, intentions, and motivations. If your heart is filled with bitterness, Fear, jealousy, or resentment, those things quietly shape your decisions. You may achieve goals, but you won't enjoy them. You may advance, but peace will lag behind. True success is not just about reaching a destination, it is about who you become along the way. When the heart is healthy, success becomes a blessing instead of a burden. A pure and focused heart keeps you aligned with what truly matters. It helps you stay grounded when praise comes and steady when criticism arises. Without a strong heart foundation, success can easily lead to pride, anxiety, or comparison. Some people rise quickly but fall just as fast because their heart was not prepared for the weight of success. When the heart is right, you can handle influence without losing humility and growth without losing gratitude. The heart also shapes your vision. When it is cluttered with past disappointments or unresolved pain, it becomes difficult to see clearly. You may miss opportunities not because they are absent, but because your heart is distracted. A clean heart sharpens focus and renews passion. It allows you to move forward without dragging emotional baggage from the past into the future. True success lasts because it is sustained from within. External achievements can be taken away, but a strong heart gives you resilience. When setbacks come, you don't collapse because your confidence is not rooted in outcomes alone. You know who you are beyond titles, positions, or applause. That inner stability is what allows people to rise again after failure and continue moving forward with hope. When the heart is prioritized, success becomes balanced. You learn how to grow without compromising values, how to achieve without losing joy, and how to lead without losing compassion. A healthy heart keeps success meaningful, purposeful, and fulfilling, guiding every step and shaping every victory. Outer success cannot compensate for inner emptiness because no achievement has the power to fill a heart that is neglected. Many people reach milestones they once prayed for, yet instead of feeling fulfilled, they feel strangely hollow. They thought the promotion would bring peace, the recognition would bring confidence, or the money would bring happiness, but the emptiness remains. This happens because success was expected to do a job it was never designed to do. External accomplishments are temporary by nature. They depend on circumstances, approval, and performance. When your sense of worth is tied to what you achieve, every setback feels like a personal failure. The heart begins to live in constant pressure, always needing the next win to feel valuable. Over time, this creates exhaustion rather than satisfaction. You may look successful to others, but inside you feel restless and unfulfilled. Inner emptiness often comes from unresolved wounds, unhealed disappointments, or a loss of purpose. No amount of applause can silence the quiet questions in the heart. You can be surrounded by people and still feel lonely. You can have influence and still feel insignificant. That's because emptiness is not caused by a lack of achievement, but by a lack of alignment between the heart and what truly matters. When success becomes the substitute for inner peace, it turns into a burden. Instead of enjoying what you have achieved, you begin to fear losing it. Instead of being grateful, you become anxious. Instead of feeling confident, you start comparing yourself to others. The heart was meant to be anchored in something deeper than external validation. Without that anchor, success becomes unstable and fragile. Many people keep adding more to their lives, hoping the next achievement will finally bring contentment. But fullness does not come from addition, it comes from restoration. The heart needs healing, clarity, and purpose. When these are missing, success only highlights the emptiness rather than hiding it. The more you gain, the more obvious the void becomes. True fulfillment begins when the heart is nourished from the inside. Peace, gratitude, and self-worth must be cultivated internally before success can be enjoyed externally. When the heart is full, success becomes something you appreciate rather than something you chase. You are no longer desperate for recognition because you are secure in who you are. You are no longer driven by fear because your value is not dependent on outcomes. Inner wholeness changes how you experience success. You can celebrate without arrogance, lose without despair, and grow without pressure. Success stops being a measure of your worth and becomes a platform to express it. When the heart is full, even small victories feel meaningful. And when challenges come, they don't define you. Outer success was never meant to replace inner peace. And when the heart is restored, success finally takes its proper place. Purity of heart attracts peace and favor because a clear heart creates space for calm confidence and steady direction. When the heart is not weighed down by guilt, resentment, or hidden motives, life begins to flow with greater ease. Peace is not something you force or chase. It naturally settles in when the heart is aligned and uncluttered. A pure heart allows you to rest on the inside, even when circumstances are demanding on the outside. When the heart is clean, your reactions change. You are not easily provoked, offended, or shaken. You respond instead of react. This inner calm influences every area of life, from relationships to decision-making. People are drawn to those who carry peace within them because it creates a sense of safety and trust. Favor often follows not because of manipulation or effort, but because a pure heart reflects sincerity and integrity. Purity of heart also sharpens spiritual and emotional sensitivity. You begin to notice opportunities you might have overlooked before. You discern which paths to take and which ones to avoid. This clarity reduces confusion and anxiety, allowing you to move forward with confidence. Peace grows when you are no longer fighting internal battles caused by jealousy, comparison, or fear. Favor is often misunderstood as luck or coincidence, but it frequently appears where alignment exists. A heart free from selfish ambition and hidden agendas creates room for authentic connections. When people sense honesty and goodwill, doors open naturally. Opportunities come without strain, and progress feels less forced. Favor flows toward those whose intentions are clean because trust is easily established. A pure heart also brings peace by removing the need to pretend. You no longer feel pressure to impress or compete. You are comfortable being yourself, which removes inner tension. This authenticity is refreshing both to you and to others. When the heart is pure, you are not divided between who you are and who you are trying to appear to be. Peace deepens when the heart is not burdened by past regrets. Forgiveness clears emotional space, allowing joy to return. Instead of replaying old wounds, the heart focuses on growth and gratitude. This inner freedom creates emotional stability, even in uncertain seasons. When challenges arise, you remain grounded because your peace is not tied to circumstances. Favor often increases when peace becomes evident. Calm confidence speaks louder than striving. A pure heart carries humility, making success sustainable and relationships strong. You are able to celebrate others without feeling threatened and receive blessings without guilt. When peace rules the heart, favor feels natural rather than forced, shaping a life that is steady, joyful, and deeply fulfilling. Letting go of offense unlocks growth because offense quietly builds walls around the heart that restrict progress. When offense is held onto, it does more than hurt feelings. It shapes attitudes, decisions, and perceptions. A heart-carrying offense becomes guarded, defensive, and heavy. Instead of moving forward freely, it moves cautiously, always expecting disappointment. Growth requires openness, and offense closes the very doors needed for expansion. Offense often begins as a small wound, but when it is revisited repeatedly, it deepens. The mind replays conversations, reinterprets actions, and assigns motives that may not even be true. Over time, this constant replay drains emotional energy and shifts focus away from purpose. While the person who caused the offense may have moved on, the one holding it remains stuck, unable to advance with clarity or peace. When offense takes root, it distorts perspective. Opportunities may be ignored simply because they come through people who remind you of past pain. Advice may be rejected not because it lacks value, but because trust has been damaged. Growth is often connected to relationships, and offense cuts those connections. The heart becomes isolated, limiting the ability to learn, collaborate, and evolve. Letting go of offense is not about denying pain or pretending something didn't hurt. It is about choosing freedom over resentment. When you release offense, you take back control of your inner life. You stop allowing past moments to dictate present decisions. This release creates emotional space for new ideas, fresh motivation, and renewed strength. The heart begins to breathe again, unburdened by bitterness. Growth accelerates when the heart is light. Without offense, feedback is no longer seen as an attack, but as an opportunity to improve. Challenges are approached with maturity instead of defensiveness. The ability to reflect honestly on situations increases, allowing lessons to be learned rather than repeated. A heart free from offense is teachable, flexible, and resilient. Offense also limits growth by anchoring the heart to the past. As long as resentment remains, forward movement is restricted. Letting go shifts focus from what was lost to what can be built. Energy once consumed by anger and disappointment is redirected toward creativity and progress. This shift opens the door to emotional and personal development. When offense is released, peace returns, and peace creates momentum. Decisions are made with clarity rather than emotion. Relationships improve because communication is no longer filtered through hurt. Growth becomes natural, steady, and sustainable. A heart free from offense is able to expand, adapt, and rise, making room for greater purpose and deeper fulfillment. A clean heart improves clarity and decision making because it removes the emotional noise that clouds judgment. Many poor decisions are not made due to a lack of intelligence or information, but because the heart is burdened with fear, insecurity, resentment, or unresolved pain. When the heart is cluttered, even simple choices feel confusing, and important decisions become overwhelming. A clean heart creates inner stillness, allowing wisdom and understanding to rise to the surface. Clarity begins when the heart is free from hidden motives. When decisions are driven by jealousy, the need for approval, or the desire to prove something, the outcome is often misaligned. A clean heart seeks what is right, not what looks impressive. This alignment brings peace to decision making, reducing regret and second guessing. You begin to trust your choices because they come from sincerity rather than pressure. Emotional clarity plays a critical role in recognizing opportunities. When the heart is weighed down by past disappointments, it may misinterpret new possibilities as threats. Fear disguises itself as caution, and growth is avoided in the name of safety. A clean heart sees situations as they are, not as past experiences have shaped them. This allows you to move forward with confidence instead of hesitation. Decision-making improves when the heart is not divided. Inner conflict often arises when values and desires are misaligned. A clean heart brings unity between what you believe and what you pursue. This unity simplifies choices, making it easier to say no to distractions and yes to purpose. When the heart knows what it stands for, decisions become faster and more decisive. Clarity also grows when the heart is free from resentment and comparison. These emotions distort perception, making others appear as obstacles rather than allies. When comparison fades, contentment grows, and decisions are made based on personal values rather than external pressure. A clean heart focuses on progress rather than competition, reducing impulsive or reactive choices. Stress and anxiety often interfere with good decision making. A cluttered heart magnifies pressure, causing overthinking and doubt. A clean heart remains calm under pressure, allowing rational thought to guide actions. In moments of uncertainty, this calmness becomes a powerful advantage, enabling wise choices even in difficult circumstances. When the heart is clean, intuition becomes sharper. You begin to sense when something aligns with your purpose and when it does not. This inner guidance prevents unnecessary detours and costly mistakes. Clarity flows naturally, decisions feel grounded, and direction becomes steady. A clean heart does not eliminate challenges, but it ensures that every choice moves you closer to growth, peace, and meaningful progress. Comparison contaminates the heart because it shifts focus from growth to competition. When you measure your life against others, the heart slowly fills with dissatisfaction, even when progress is being made. Instead of appreciating your own journey, you begin to judge it through someone else's timeline. This constant measuring creates pressure, insecurity, and a sense that what you have is never enough. Comparison often begins subtly. You notice someone else's success, achievements, or recognition, And instead of feeling inspired, you feel diminished. The heart starts questioning its own worth, overlooking effort and growth. What once felt like purpose becomes a race, and peace is replaced with anxiety. The danger of comparison is that it steals joy without offering anything in return. When the heart is contaminated by comparison, gratitude weakens. Blessings lose their value because attention is fixed on what is missing rather than what is present. Even accomplishments feel small when compared to someone else's highlight moments. This mindset creates emotional exhaustion, as the heart is constantly chasing an ever-moving standard. Comparison also distorts identity. You begin to define yourself by how you rank rather than by who you are. This leads to imitation instead of authenticity. Instead of developing your own strengths, you try to copy what works for others, ignoring your unique path. The heart becomes confused, torn between staying true and fitting in. Growth suffers when comparison takes control. Progress feels slow because you are focused on someone else's speed. You may rush decisions, take shortcuts, or pursue goals that were never meant for you. This misalignment creates frustration and regret. A contaminated heart struggles to celebrate others, seeing their success as a reminder of personal delay rather than shared victory. Comparison also breeds resentment and pride. When you feel behind, resentment grows. When you feel ahead, pride takes over. Both emotions damage the heart and disrupt balance. Instead of humility and contentment, the heart swings between inferiority and superiority, neither of which supports healthy growth. Freedom returns when comparison is released. The heart becomes lighter, focused on progress rather than position. You begin to appreciate your journey, recognizing that timing, purpose, and growth differ for everyone. Contentment restores clarity, and peace replaces pressure. When comparison no longer contaminates the heart, energy is redirected toward meaningful progress, authentic growth, and lasting fulfillment.